Welcome back to another episode of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I'm Zach and Cody, and this is my sweet wife.
Disneyland.
We're going there.
We're going to Disneyland. So we're on the road, and like I texted a picture of it, sent it to my parents because clearly they love Disneyland. I guess where I am, and they were all like, "We hate you." And my dad texted me like all my other friends, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, he's totally gonna propose there." And then I was like, "Justin, you'll never believe this. Everyone thinks that we're gonna get engaged this weekend. Is that crazy?" Do you know what he said?
What do you think's gonna happen?
That was the wrong thing to say.
I was being cryptic.
That put me on edge immediately, and I was like, well, like, no, because like you don't have the ring and anything, and you, that's why. And he was like, you're right.
I sound like a liar when you tell that story. And another obstacle in our way from getting engaged is, if you remember from last episode, which hopefully you'll have refreshed on that before viewing this episode, we had secret bucket lists that we had to accomplish. And we each had like 3 or 4 things to do, maybe.
We got in the Little Mermaid ride. It was amazing because we got to like recreate all of these things that we had like never done. We got in the Little Mermaid ride and the tears just pour. I'm just like so happy, and like I can't even believe that I am where I am. But then Justin was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm just so happy. And he's like, that's one of my things.
Like one of the things on my bucket list was for Catherine to cry happy tears. Because at the beginning of our relationship, I was crying like every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be the one crying, I want you to cry. A kiss at the top of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
So I went and did that, and we were like sitting across from like this small family. Papa was like, and they're like, sorry we ruined your moment. Yeah, us too.
Like, the things that were on my bucket list, like, were clearly going to happen that day. Like,
So my plan was to propose after we kissed underneath the fireworks.
we'll get to that later. After the kiss the girl thing, I was like, how many things do I have left on your list? And he was like, I don't know. The real problem was that I hadn't done anything, and he had done everything. Oh my gosh, like, I can actually do all the things on his list, maybe. I was like, can I do them, I was like, can I do them today? And he was like, yeah, you can probably do them all today. Maybe today? What, today?
You want to do those things today?
Like, without any help from him, I started spontaneously doing all the things on his list.
For example, after the Toy Story Mania arcade ride, whatever, which Catherine is the queen of.
But I am really good and did not accept defeat. You ruined my life and beat me, and I was
In
so
the last
mad.
seconds, because I could pull the rope faster than she could. So I won, and I was ecstatic.
Anyway, and he was
She
being
hit
a big
me.
butt, and I hit him.
Just like this. And I'm like, oh, you hit me, that was one of my things. Oh, that was my last thing for you, oh my goodness.
And then all of a sudden,
And we're
it
both
was
kind
like,
of spooked.
yeah, we were both so spooked. Like, wait a second.
And fireworks time. This was the last thing. When we were gonna get engaged. Psych. Over the PA they say, sorry, there's some kind of like sketchy weather. And it was fine. There was like nothing going on. But they said, oh, up in the clouds it's windy. So we're gonna just like hold off for 15 minutes, see if the wind dies down. And then they came on the loudspeaker again and said, hello, we're looking for Justin and Catherine, those guys that wanted to get engaged to us right now. We hate you, and we hope you never come back to Disneyland. Fireworks are canceled. On Twitter, they tweeted it also.
Well, first of all, like, in my heart, it was this last thing on my list, like, and now all of a sudden, like, couldn't get engaged. And so, like, in my heart, I was just like, toss the lists. I want to marry you. Like, I was just like so angry, and all of a sudden didn't care at all about these dumb lists that we made. That were like actually really fun and special, but it was like super obvious that he had intended on proposing right then, because like then he just started being super conspicuous. Like there were like really beautiful spots around the castle, and then he just started like kind of standing next to them and just kind of like looking at them, like looking at me, and like looking around.
So we went to Fantasyland, which was a great choice.
Right.
We went on the Dumbo ride, which was a great choice. I had the ring tucked away in my backpack because I didn't want her to find it. She packed my backpack that morning. That was so sketchy.
Oh yeah.
And the ring was in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't find it. And she didn't.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, I took it out of there, put it in my back pocket, sitting next to her on the Dumbo ride, and I couldn't like get my arm to get it out of my pocket because I thought that'd be cute time, but it didn't happen. That's okay.
So then we go on the carousel. I'm like getting pretty chilly, and so the good gentleman that he is, he stood up and kind of, and he put his jacket around me, and then just kind of held me because it was so cozy and warm. Like, and then he looks over at me, and in Croatian he says, "Volim te," which means I love you. And I had taught him that. And then he says, anyway, and I said, I didn't teach him that.
And I didn't know what I said, and she didn't say anything, was just kind of like, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I said it wrong. I pulled out a ring, and I said, hey, look, here's this ring. I didn't say it, I just opened it, and then got down on one knee and was like, will you marry me? I said it in English, because I didn't understand it, figured it'd be safe to, double language that.
So then I said, yes. I think I nodded. I don't know. It was such a blur.
And her face right then was just like she knew it was happening all day, but if you isolated that moment, you never would have guessed.
It was still just mind blowing, the fact that I was getting proposed to.
It's a really surreal moment.
Yeah.
And it was like an empty park at that point. All the kids had left, so Fantasyland is empty, and we were alone on this carousel.
So then we got engaged. Maybe thinking about doing an actual wedding, and then that was too hard. I was in town with my parents in October, and I was like, hey guys, I don't think I want a big wedding. And they were like, oh. And then I was like, hey guys, I think I want to elope. And they were like, okay.
And less than a week later, we got married, and now we're married and having 3 babies.
No! But we are happily married. And you can hear more about us every week, maybe. Bye!